Hey everybody, I'm Steve Cherry and this is my World Cup video blog. Today I'll be previewing Group H. So who's in Group H? It's Algeria, Belgium, Russia, and South Korea. Let's start with the Desert Warriors, Algeria. Making their fourth appearance, they have never been out of the group stage though. In 2010 they came close, but were devastated by a late goal by Landon Donovan that I think we all remember.
And now they're stretched at the back. The US have numbers. Altidore squares it. Dempsey's missed it. Donovan has it. From hope, there is glory.
The head coach for Algeria is Vahid Halilhodžić, who has no experience in the World Cup, but became their head coach in 2011 based on his spectacular club experience in France. The key players for Algeria are going to include Islam Slimani. He's the most productive player during qualifying as a forward. He currently plays club football in Portugal, and he has come on strong for his international side since his first call-up in 2012. Secondly, Sofiane Feghouli. He's a midfielder. He has tons of potential. He's a young guy, 24 years of age. He has become a creative force with his array of skills and sought after by several major European clubs at this time and should be going for roughly about $12 million after the World Cup. Finally, Hassan Yabda. He is the most experienced player on the squad. He's a midfielder. He played all 3 games in the 2010 World Cup. I think it's going to be vital to make sure he is a big part of this side if they want to make a splash in the group. So do Algeria stand a chance? Unfortunately not to advance, but I could see them earning a consolation prize in a victory against South Korea. So let's move on to Belgium, the Red Devils. Making their 11th appearance in the World Cup finals, they finished in 4th in 1986. That was their best, but they haven't qualified since 2002. Mark Wilmots has been their head coach since 2012, but has no major past success as a coach. This Belgian side has been called the beginning of a golden generation in Belgium. They have so many spectacular players, it's incredible, and they're all under the age of 28. So without listing 3 key players, I think Vincent Kompany, Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku, Kevin Mirallas, Kevin De Bruyne, and Thibaut Courtois are all special players who will have a major impact for Belgium at this World Cup. They could surprise a lot of people. These guys are a side that a lot of casual fans have not heard of, but I think this group are ready to make a huge splash at this World Cup. So will the pressure overwhelm this young Belgian side? I think they will not be fazed due to senior leadership from Vincent Kompany, who has championship experience with Manchester City in the Barclays Premier League. So let's move on to South Korea, also known as the Red Devils. Making their 9th appearance at the World Cup Finals this summer, their best run came when they hosted in 2002, finishing in 4th place. Their head coach is Hong Myong-boy. He has no real experience or failures as a coach, but has been to all 4 World Cups as a player. He played a major role in the 2002 World Cup squad that made it all the way to 4th place. The key players for South Korea are going to include Ki Sung-young, a midfielder who had a great season on loan at Sunderland. He sets the tempo for this offense and can have a major impact for his team if he finds form and can maintain that form throughout the group stage. Next is Kim Shin-wook. He's a personal favorite of mine on the South Korean side. He's nicknamed the Wookie. He's 6'5". He's a massive man. He has a real opportunity this summer if he can play a major role in them advancing to become a star. He will mostly be a substitute, but if he can change some outcomes to games, I definitely could see them moving into a starting position. Finally, their goalkeeper, Jung Sung-roing, terrible form leading up to the World Cup, almost lost his starting role, but he has to play well in the first game or else he could lose that role. I think he'll do all right. It's just going to be very difficult for them to advance out of the group. So can they advance? Yes, but Belgium or Russia would have to completely flop. I think both those teams would have to lose multiple games in order for South Korea to get out of the group. So final team of the group, Russia. This is their 3rd appearance, but they've never made it out of the group. Fabio Capello, who has been a head coach since 2012 with them, he is a legend of Italian football. He's coached all different kinds of clubs and taken them to glory. He got England to the round of 16 in 2010, but were knocked out by the Germans. The key players for him are going to include Igor Akinfeev. He's the goalkeeper and greatest goalie in Russia's history, perhaps one of the most underrated goalkeepers coming into this tournament, and he must communicate with the defense extremely well if they want to advance. So secondly for Russia is going to be Alexander Kurzakov. He's their striker. He had a less than impressive European tournament 2012, but I think if he comes in strong form at this tournament, Russia will have no problem in advancing. He is the Russian Premier League's all-time leading scorer, so anything is possible. Finally, Sergei Ignashevich. He is a defender and captain of this team. He has a great long pass. They call him Silent Sergey because he refuses to speak with the media. I think that's great. And he can score in the air. He's just fantastic when they come up for set pieces because he's always a threat for Russia. So can Russia make an impact on this World Cup? They are hosting in 4 years, but I think at best they'll make a round of 16 appearance. And if they don't make it to the round of 16, it might be seen as a complete failure. The group schedule is as follows. June 17th, Algeria will play Belgium. South Korea will play Russia. On June 22nd, Belgium will play Russia and Algeria will play South Korea. On June 26th, Belgium will play South Korea and Algeria will play Russia. The matchup of the group will be South Korea versus Algeria. I believe this because South Korea could get out of the group as long as they defeat Algeria, making it the most important for them and possibly even to Russia. The breakout star of the group is going to be Romelu Lukaku. He's a striker for Belgium. He's only 21 years of age. He was on loan from Chelsea with Everton this past season, and I think he's just going to have an unbelievable World Cup and become a household name shortly after. I believe the dud of the group is going to be also a Belgian. I think it's going to be Marouane Fellaini. Overpriced in my opinion. He was purchased by Manchester United before this past season, and I think he's just going to show up this summer and do terribly. I think he will cost them ultimately or be a major factor in costing them in the quarterfinal or maybe the round of 16. Well, thank you so much for tuning into my preview of Group H. I'll be doing review videos after the first group games have been completed. Thank you again. I'm Steve Cherry. Take care.